Chapter 7. When it was just Denny and me, he used to make up to $10,000 a month in his spare time by selling things to people over the telephone. But after Eve became pregnant, Denny took his job behind the counter at the fancy auto shop, the one that serviced only expensive German cars. Denny liked his job, but it ate up all of his free time. He and I didn't get to spend our days together anymore. Sometimes on weekends, Denny taught at a high performance driver's school run by one of the many car clubs in the area. BMWs, Porsche, Alfa Romeo. He often took me to the track with him. I enjoyed these outings very much. He didn't really like teaching at these events because he didn't get to drive. He just had to sit in the passenger seat and tell other people how to drive. He fantasized about moving somewhere, to Sonoma or Phoenix or even Europe, and catching on with one of those big schools so he could drive more. Eve said she didn't like thinking about how she could ever leave Seattle. Eve worked for some big clothing company because it provided us with money and health insurance. Also, because she could buy clothes for the family at the employee discount. She went back to work a few months after Zoe was born, even though she really wanted to stay home with her baby. With Denny and Eve working and Zoe off at daycare, I was left to my own devices. For most of the dreary days, I was alone in the apartment, wandering from room to room, from nap spot to nap spot. I spent a lot of time doing nothing more but just staring out of the window.
I hadn't realized how much I enjoyed having everyone bustling around the house for the first few months of Zoe's life. I had felt so much a part of something. I played a role in Zoe's entertainment. Sometimes after a feeding, when she was awake and alert and strapped safely into her bouncy seat, Eve and Danny would play monkey in the middle. They would throw a ball of socks back and forth across the living room. I got to be the monkey. I leapt over the socks and scrambled back to catch them. Then I danced like a four-legged clown to catch them again. And when I reached the softball and batted it into the air with my snout, squeal and laugh, she would shake her legs with such a force that even the bouncy chair would scoot across the floor. And Eve and Danny and I would collapse into a pile of laughter. Then everyone moved on and left me behind. I sank into the emptiness of my lonely days. I would stare out the window and try to picture what it was like before everyone went away, and how much fun we all had together. But it didn't help much, until one day when a fortunate accident happened that changed my life. Denny turned on the TV in the morning to check the weather report and forgot to turn the TV off. Let me tell you this, the Weather Channel is not about weather, it's about the world. It's about how the weather affects us all, our entire global economy. Also our health, happiness, and spirit. This channel goes into great detail about all about weather, of all different kinds, hurricanes, tornadoes, hail, rain, lightning storms. Absolutely fascinating. And much so, when Denny returned from work that evening, I was still, "What are you watching?" he asked when he came in, as if I were Eve or Zoe. As if it couldn't been more natural to see me there, or address me like that. But Eve was in the kitchen cooking dinner, and Zoe was with her. It was just me. I looked at him and then looked back at the TV, which was showing today's major event, flooding due to heavy rainstorms on the East Channel. "The Weather Channel?" he scoffed, snatching up the remote and changing the channel. "Here." He changed it to the Speed Channel. I had watched plenty of TV as I grew up watching. Denny and I enjoyed racing and the movie channels. Eve and I watched music videos and Hollywood gossip. Zoe and I watched children's shows. I tried to teach myself to read by studying Sesame Street, but that didn't work.
Suddenly the idea of watching television myself entered my life. If I had been a cartoon and the light bulb went over my head, would have lit up. I barked excitedly when I saw cars racing on the screen. Denny laughed. Better, right? Yes, better! I stretched deeply, joyously, doing my best downward doggy face and wagging my tail. Both gestures of happiness and approval. Denny got it. I didn't know you were a television dog. I can leave it on during the day if you want. I want. Well, you have to limit yourself, he said. I don't want to catch you watching TV all day long. I'm counting on you to be responsible. Alright, that's the end of today's read. Bye.